Hello and welcome to the 2022 Full Item Rando Grand Finals. I'm Snowbear and joined with me is Raylan.
Hey everyone.
This is Game 1 of Grand Finals. Pretty exciting. So, recap a little bit of the path these runners have taken. They've taken quite a path through here. So we had on Ergotae's side, pretty dominating group where he bested both Pika and Didnix, and made it through bracket stages, falling. He fell, let's see, Rikin, and then took a close match over Diego Armando, topped Root, and then got a very close 3-game series against third spell 68-7-0 to get here. And then on the other side, we had Asazas, who 2-0'd his group as well, with Diego Lasso and Drakian, actually also Drakian, into quite a gauntlet for on his side of the bracket, where he took down Pika Pals, Tomcat Tomato, Snorm, and Bad News Nate in a 2-1 series. These were quite exciting series that we've gone through. So now we're here at the Grand Finals.
Oh, we're starting with strength. Oh, that's a nice HM to have right off the bat. Definitely a useful move for whatever we are going to run, or at least try to run past the first few fights.
Oh yeah. And it's always good to have access, or know you have strength access at least. That locks a decent amount of items when you have either Surf or 7 badges.
Okay, the starters not the greatest. We have Service Fish, not the Lantern, which is very bulky.
The Big Snake, and the Rock Snake.
Yeah, Arbok probably the best attack. Well, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Just because we have Fly doesn't mean Storm Badge is in a great location. I've learned that one the hard way.
I mean, fair, but we have.
We do have.
What is it? 2 checks, 2 HMs?
Yeah, alright. So you're saying we're getting Surf next?
Maybe.
Maybe Waterfall. Alright, so we see both of our runners getting Moltres in the first grass. Just a max elixir, that's always good to see. A Kingler. I don't expect them to go back to Route 29. Not especially.
Will depend on the
Golem, Caesar. Not ones I would be jumping for joy going back for. Sea King.
Yeah. Okay.
Will we get the last encounter slot?
Nope. Yeah. If there is a good common main, there's maybe good reason to go back, because you're likely to run into it and not spend too much time with it. But now that we've seen that there are some par ones to you there, it's probably not worth it.
Our starters today were Onyx, Arbok, and Lantern. Service Fish, always a crowd favorite. Oh, and we have the Rising Badge. Okay, I think we're gonna be taking a dip back. Or at least a save restart back. As Asazas finds a Tauros here.
Oh, you want that. Oh, you
absolutely.
Really want that.
Yeah, that's a very good start. Tauros is very good in the early game, especially as it's a normal type, where strength is stab. It has a pretty solid attack and pretty good speed. Just don't count on it for any special attacks. Okay, and just a max ether for a quick check back. And this Tauros, body slam. Surprised he's still strength, as that's that, but there's the marsh badge.
Okay, that is quite an interesting start.
Yeah, so looks and the old rod. Ooh, okay, now I'm intrigued. Now I would definitely go for old rod fishing, at least on this route. On
Ergotae side, probably. He has not seen the Taurus yet, so I think
I mean, it's still level 10 though at this point. With the rare candy you have, that sounds pretty decent to me.
Yeah, I could see asazas maybe push past the first trainer, maybe
I could see
31 or the.
We do know that the old rod will not guarantee a fully evolved, so you check one slot here, because you're probably gonna get the 70% slot. Vaporeon, ooh, all right, we set. Vaporeon is amazing, even if it's not, even if you don't have it, you will get Surf eventually. So that's pretty good. Ooh, Dragonite is also a very good female Dragonite, not as much of a concern considering it has base 134 attack, and pretty solid moveset from Vaporeon. We have a Bite that will suffice as our special attack, and it can make do with its tri-attack. But it looks like Sasas is sticking with that Tauros.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him, considering it's got the necessities, Body Slam, Metal Claw, so not really blocked by too much besides the Steel type. I do like the Vaporeon a little bit more, although, ooh, that's an exploding Espeon, so no experience there for Asasas. That's sort of a shame, because the early experience actually makes a big difference, and we have the one, the only, the Big Bear. Not taking it though. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. On the other hand, a bear is comparatively slow when you have a Taurus already.
But you have the Big Bear. That's 130 base attack. That is significantly higher than the Taurus. Taurus has about 105 attack. Its speed, yes, it's relatively slow. It's base 55 slate. It's base 55, which is the lowest runnable thing. But, but bear. But it looks like he's gonna go, Sasas is gonna go fishing. Is more committed to that. He's gonna find Staryu in Dark Cave.
Now, it's not the worst thing, definitely, to run. You have not that early access to a Waterstone to get the Starmie, but you will get there eventually.
I mean, it could work, although he is using his balls on that, I guess. But yeah, either way, we did see Asasa selling the black glasses, so we aren't going to go away for any swag. Oh, it's got Rock Smash! Oh, that is so huge! That is a huge advantage. Although, Asasas isn't quite going to do that yet, although he could couple it in with that Rising Badge check since he didn't go back for that.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Doing that right now is not does not really feel great for Asasas since he's out of balls. And whatever the level 15 is, you would at least want to have a chance at catching
well, he'll go back when he has Pokeballs. At the very least, going to Violet Center means that if you decide to wipe on that trainer on Route 46, you would be wiped back to Violet rather than Cherry Grove. So it would be some time saved there. Meanwhile, Ergotae is gonna go pushing through.
Also, there was a Waterstone on that Starmie. That saw you.
Wait, are you? No, it was that. Are you serious? That's so funny. This is like the perfect package all in one.
And
well, we have quite a start of that is a Waterstone indeed. Wow, free Waterstone right there. That's 2,100 Pokedollars saved, and oh my gosh.
I mean, this start is really given left and right.
Asasas has got quite an upper hand at the moment regards to potential progression, but we got Ergotae with the more solid main overall. And I think honestly it could be anyone's thing. Although at this point it's so weird to me to watch people walk indoors, considering I've been doing the bike indoors mod.
Speaking of options, that was a square bottle.
Yeah, and that puts, with Flash, that puts all those Rock Smash checks in logic, actually. So asazas is getting a little bit ahead of the logic, but this could pay off massively for him. Although it's not as massive, as Ergotae is going to have access to that Rock Smash as well, and most likely will be doing these same checks in the near future. So in the meantime, we are going to be at least checking out what's going on Asasa's side, as he gives us new stuff, and it looks like probably, I imagine that's probably the common Rock Smash. The Rhyhorn not peeling. Maybe we get one more get the other encounter slot, but I doubt it because he's already done. This is the third Rock Smash. Getting a little lost. Yeah, it looks like Rhyhorn is the common slot. But yeah, that's Staryu is not workable. It has Rock Smash, and that's the important part.
It has Zap Cannon. You just need to hit it.
Oh, I love using Zap Cannon. Look, I hit Zap Cannon more than Thunder. Okay, it's the rule of Pokemon Stadium. Oh, we have the Earth Badge here. Ooh. All right, so we have some required progress in here eventually. I don't know how much they either run. Oh, Ergotae will stick to logic, but Calcium, Sasa's not gonna try to take that wipe there to that trainer. Just gonna suck it up and oh, that's right. He's got the Rising Badge check as well. But he'll probably reset that away as well.
Yeah, there's nothing worthwhile in there, so it's probably a reset will keep the Earth Badge.
We'll escape rope out. Yeah, we'll reset, keep the Earth Badge. Either way, or go through Sprout Tower, no problem there. I mean,
yeah.
Vaporeon is such a solid main. Like, I don't think, unless the Squirt Bottle is something really good, I would just keep the Vaporeon, because once you get Surf, you are set.
Yeah,
Vaporeon is, I personally rate Vaporeon in the A tier list of mains. It goes hand in hand with Espeon, in my opinion. A little bit above Jolteon, just because you have more readily access to Surf. And it has slightly less special attack than Espeon, but it's made up with it with all of its bulk, and also having Stab, water type moves. So
let's see how others will fare in this Sprout Tower. I remember there being a few psychic Pokemon, which with the Bite from Vaporeon made that very easy.
Yeah, Bite is a very solid move overall. It covers a lot. And what did that Mewtwo just use?
Cross Chop on a Tauros.
Oof.
And it wasn't a crit, apparently.
We have a question about whether it's going to be using the Water Stone on that Staryu. No. It's going to be keeping it for the Water Stone Chamber. Staryu did not have a good enough moveset to be a Starmie.
So, yeah,
well, that was a double-edged bear?
Yep.
I'm gonna say that was definitely a better choice than the Tauros, in my opinion. But, I mean, either way, Tauros with strength and body slam is still pretty good. Double Edge would cost a lot of potions, but its base of damage, especially modified with same type attack bonus, is huge. Either way, so we have an interesting point for Ergo. We're gonna see what he decides to do. Is he gonna go the normal route? Is he gonna go through, the reverse route? Is he gonna do a hybrid where he goes to pick up Kenya and buy Rock Smash and then come back? Who knows?
Hard to say. If if Ergotae had Surf or Waterfall, I'd say you'd probably just go the normal route, since you're not likely to switch off the Vaporeon. Right now, the Vaporeon is still not the greatest in terms of movesets, so
You probably
maybe...
will catch this Omostar for an HM buddy, because he does only have 2 Pokemon currently, so this is the 3rd one, which is enough for the rest of the game. Mudslap was not that great, so he does at least pick up the item here. Maybe check Bill's poke? He may not be so set on the Vaporeon as much as I would, but... Okay, no... Just did a quick check for see if the Omostar had Teleport or Dig. It's always good to know in advance.
Again, the big problem of the Vaporeon for Ergotae is now is the moveset really isn't that great so far. So
I mean, it's solid enough, but yeah. I mean, it's gonna be learning one more move at level 15, and you're just hoping for special attacks. You know you're probably gonna be guaranteed, Surf. Oh no, it is level 15. It's a level 16. I think it learns its move at. But yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I'm more solidly set on that just because I'm thinking of the future, but we never know.
Yeah, I think Ergotae is not looking to switch off of it. It was just the moveset right now not the best, and therefore maybe looking at his options to potentially either find move upgrade like Waterfall or Surf, or see if there's something really good like that builds Pokemon or maybe Kenya to have something with a better moveset.
Oh no, of course. Although Ergo's saved, he is going to keep that stuff just because it's still a little bit early. You need that little extra money from the Nugget. Especially if there's any TMs there. Although we have gone now a couple of rare candies. There are 6 rare candies at least floating around. I believe we've already collected 3, which is pretty darn good.
I think one of those were a hidden item though, so it wasn't.
Oh yeah, one was
normal.
hidden. So yeah, sorry. There's one more floating around at least. Ergo's not gonna go headbutt. That's level 10 always, so he's pretty solid. Asazas checking to see if the level 20 was anything. Oh, did that Houndour must have roared him out because that
was Whirlwind.
Whirlwind, yeah.
Same effect.
Same effect. Although into rollout. Luckily, you know, not much of a threat. Vaporeon trying to learn Present. Oof. Okay, not the Pokemon we'd look the move we'd like to hope for, but we'll see. We have the red scale here. Ooh. So this is maybe pointing more and more towards eventually Ergo maybe dipping back for those Rock Smash checks and their Kenya quest before doing the rest of the stuff. But yeah, is checking in Kenya? No, nothing to. Oh my God! Please give it away! Give it away! Please, no more.
I mean, this moveset though made it even more terrible. What was Solar Beam Hydro Pump?
Okay, so here's the interesting. So yeah, so Asazas is going for at least the Burn Tower, maybe trying to push for early Roamer. Which is a really interesting play.
No.
I don't think he has Pokeballs, right? Because he's been running out of them.
He neither has balls, or maybe at least one, at most one Ultra Ball, and he has not the Mon to get past the rival. It was just to look for the item here.
Okay, so Ergo picking up. Oh, he also picks up his own Water Stone. That's pretty good. Saves him some extra cash early on. Pretty good. Oh, and now Asazas is going to do the Mortar into to Route 43 dip. I like that. It's occasionally something good to find a new main. Ampharos could be a solid main switch. Level 16 is, I believe, the highest you can get here. So, if he was going to go for a Pokemon, that might have been it. But I didn't see what the bike item was, but clearly just nothing important is resetting that way. We'll save himself that phone call.
With the
Ooh.
plane badge. Ay.
So that opens up 4 more checks here.
Yep. Can just take that with you.
Meanwhile, we got a couple more money items here from Ergo. He's gonna be able to shop more comfortably. Asazas is being bombarded by encounters. I guess, did he catch that Elmo Star? Because if he did,
No.
that would have been a perfect place to repel using it, but...
He didn't. I saw it run away.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he threw his Ultra Ball that he had after reset, but
We have the Cascade badge, so that would be a good water boosting for eventually Surf.
yeah. If we had a water type move to use. Speaking of Rock Smash.
Ergo is just... Our runners are just being given these items without having to buy it. It's even better. Okay, and here's Zephyr badge. So now I would start to be clued in Ergo's spot, like, hey, early Rock Smash is probably something.
Yeah, there's a good chance of it.
And, you know, I mean, and that would explain why we had that Earth badge in there.
Could be one
we're gonna be
for our
selling some
7.
stuff. Yeah, at least one of the early 7 badges. Important. Gonna be selling a lot of these items. Ooh, there's a Psychic TM. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, an attack that may lower attack, that's Aurora Beam. A flinching attack is always pretty nice. So yeah, we have a decent special move in Aurora Beam. Skipping the counter, realizes I already have a Water Stone. We'll be doing his X item shopping now. The Sauce's caught that Larvitar. Is it just to repel away stuff, or...?
I have no idea.
It must have, I mean, because it was one of the higher levels, but I'm kind of confused by that. I think he just gave up on the Omastar, and although, if you wanted to repel away that Ampharos level 16 would have been enough to repel everything but the level 16 encounters here. But I guess it's just the plain badge in Mount Mortar, as far as I can tell, right?
I did not watch, but I didn't see anything else.
Yeah, Ergo is definitely going to be teaching that Psychic and Aurora Beam to Vaporeon. Goodbye Charm, goodbye Mega Kick. Oh, and there was a Bite TM in the mart there, just in case you wanted to teach over Bite.
So there was maybe a reason to hold off on teaching Psychic for now, since you are not able to easily buy it back. But the Vaporeon, as you mentioned, is a very, very good Pokemon. There's a high chance that Ergotae just stick with it, and so yeah.
I mean, as much as Psychic
Commenting to
is good, and that was what, since it was TM45, it was Whitney's TM. That's not anything you can buy back. I think at this point, I wouldn't lose sleep over not having Psychic. While it is a very good move, it's not like Thunderbolt or oh my gosh, the double crit. Oh, that is just unlucky. It's not like Thunderbolt or Ice Beam where I'd be sorely missing it.
Yeah.
This Kingdra's out for blood.
Oh, it sure is.
And it looks like there wasn't anything on Route 43 as the sauces reset away and escape roped out.
Yeah, that was just an ether, I believe. So, yeah, I'm not keeping that. And we will see now as others go towards Goldenrod. Probably going to take a look at Blitzpoke at least.
Probably. I'm assuming he went into the center. Yeah, he's not keeping that Larvitar at. Well, I mean, it's there. Boxing the Staryu. I guess he's already done all the Rock Smash checks, so he doesn't need it. Although it is more convenient for that one check in Ice Path, it is not required. Beyond that, he's already done all 4 Rock Smash checks out of logic, so he's all set.
I mean, I technically he did one of them in logic since we had Squirt Bottle at the time.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I meant just, well, he's done all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, reminder, we do have our restream as well on SpeedGaming Espanol. Yeah, as well, just so you can watch it in either English or Spanish.
So, one of our Spanish runners, and they are very keen
yes.
on picking up
Ergotae is from Finland and asazas is from Spain, so we have quite a good matchup though here. So, you know, this is definitely so. Asazas was in the bingo tournament last year, where I think he finally made a little bit some of the people aware of how good he was. Ergo's been definitely up and coming, and was one of the heavy tournament favorites to start with. For those who have been kind of aware of his weekly performances. Wow, we have the red scale on the radio card here.
Also, we just found Cut on Sweet Sand Girl.
And we found the Pokédex. Well,
yeah, so we can dex that Mewtwo we encountered earlier. Shame that Ergotae doesn't have this psychic TM anymore.
I would.
Mr. Egg.
Oh well, that's a bummer that he's already gone back for that one check for the Rising Badge check. So, but when he is doing the Rock Smash, he'll be able to couple this in at least with the Mystery Egg as well. So, pretty darn good. This is gonna just take down things in reverse Johto routing. I always am a fan of that. That's something I've always feel like I wouldn't say I pioneered it, but I've always been a huge fan and person who's done that since item randos have been a thing.
Yep, definitely an interesting option you have available to you.
You don't get as much experience, but you can sometimes just just get things through.
It will be a bit more interesting for Asazas. He has not done Optimus Gym yet, so his Tauros has not as much levels yet, not as strong. And he is fighting the trainer before the basement here that has 4 Pokemon to get some extra experience on here. Quite
it also saves you some time if you have to go back for basement anyways, because it would cost you the same amount of time if you're doing it here and now. I mean, although he's not one-shotting everything, it's pretty quick, and honestly, when you're higher level, those experiences are relevant, so it's better to put it on when it is more relevant. Yeah, so Ergo's had very little problems with his performance besides that Kingdra.
Yep, and Surf definitely wouldn't have helped there, so that would have always been a problem. So interesting thing for Asazas here, he can do this Plane Badge check, and it's just
gets an extra TM as a reward.
Not taking Whitney on here, yeah, the Tauros just not strong enough currently.
I don't know, I think he could. I think right now he's going to put it off a little bit.
It's level 15, I believe, against level 18 and then 118 and 20. I probably wouldn't want to risk it.
It's a little bit more of a tougher fight, but I mean, I've done it with a level 10 Kenya, so.
I mean, you can do it, sure.
But it's not really fun to do. I would not advise it necessarily.
With how much we have open, there's just so much other stuff Asazas can do and probably should do, and most likely will do.
Weird. Yeah, this has just been a lot of key items just at the get-go. This is just Either way, though, asazas is going to be going down. He's going to be getting his spare water stone as well. Actually, no, one didn't get the spare water stone because that was in the underground, but be getting a spare rock smash GM since he did deposit
The story you.
yeah. He is buying some X specials, even though he's got that Taros. He's not fully committed to it, and also if you do main switch later, you want to be buying X specials now. So we didn't talk about this before, but you can only buy X specials from the big marts in Celadon and Goldenrod. So when you stock up on the X specials, it's pretty important to do it when you get a chance to. You can buy X attacks in a lot of different places. You can buy it from Blackthorn, you can buy it from Violet, you can buy it from Saffron. There's kind of a lot of the smaller marts you can buy X attacks from. So it's not, which will eventually save you more time because it's easier to go through those smaller marts where you don't have to climb stairs up several times.
As I was picking up the Zephyr badges, Ergotae does turn in the far-fetched quest here. Gets some heal powder out of it. Not best, but you take it.
Yeah. So Sasas wasn't really interested in any of those special TMs. A lot of people don't recognize the Aurora Beam TM, but even then, I've kind of, as much as I like it, it's not a super great move and wouldn't do all too much for him right now.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest point there. Even if he does recognize it, it doesn't help him immediately. He knows now that it's there. So if he does find special main to switch to and wants to have an ice move on it, and we didn't find an ice beam or ice punch somewhere, then you can go back for it if you want to. But right now, money is still very limited, and spending 3,000 Poké Dollar on a TM you're not going to use immediately. Not the best at this stage currently.
Yeah, it's not worth worrying about, especially when he was a little bit tight for cash. Yeah, we've been picking up all these key items. I didn't see initially there was that coin case, but that's not on the tracker, so it's not important.
I mean, you could now go for Game Corner Pokes if you wanted to.
They would be a little low level, but yes.
I mean, yeah, sure. I never said they want to, but you could.
Very well.
You mentioned asazas being in the bingo tournament. There's a more feasible strat at times to do that, and sometimes it's even a goal. So, yeah. You know, just for the sake of remembering past tournaments.
Not learning any good moves has been rather a big bummer for Ergo, but he's got an okay enough move set with decent enough coverage. The only problems, of course, would be any steel types, which he still has no coverage for.
Yep.
Alright, we have the Glacier badge here, though, so this is gonna be now, we know at least of 7 badges, which is pretty interesting. That puts False Director in logic, guys!
Not yet, as long as we don't find HMO5.
Oh, no, oh, that's true.
that Earth badge still out of logic, but really that could be just anywhere around those checks, in the lighthouse somewhere, and then that False Director would be swiftly in logic.
Yeah.
Also, since we do not have Pass yet, and Storm badge, its appearance is limited in the places it can be, that would be another 7th badge that would be around somewhere close currently.
Yes. This is always really interesting to get the union checks like this.
Yeah. You need to be careful to not run into any of the spinners here, as you are more used to come in from the other direction, and therefore your movement might not be as planned
I
out
think
for
that
that.
part is more practice. It's more this spinner coming up where no matter which direction you come from, you still must wait.
Yep.
You must give him his respect to turn around. Oh, and we have the hive badge. And this is okay, so now we have at least 7 badges. Although this is actually very convenient for Ergo because he's right here to do not only the Zephyr badge check, but also the TMO5 check.
Yep.
This is like perfect for him.
Actually completing the entire Route 32 in one go. That's not too often that happens.
Oh no, that's pretty rare. And we have the Invisible Salesman. That's what happens when you defeat Faulkner, but don't go around to talk to do the other guy. So nice to see that. If you don't even beat Faulkner, that guy, you don't ever get stopped by the invisible guy. Oh, we have a slash GM. If we didn't have some of the other ones, it might have been more important, but not anything we need to worry about. Taro's trying to learn Kinesis, no thank you. Sacred Fire, not getting burned, thankfully.
That's the big part there.
And Dire Hit. Alright, so Rock Smash stuff not in logic, although we still have that Mystery Egg check that's looming large. And as well as Kenya turn-ins.
So we still have stuff to do. Also now with cuts available, turning in that threat scale is much nicer for Ergotae now.
Yeah, just can save. Oh, you know what? I think he's I guess he's just gonna accept the rival 1 thing or actually no, he could just do it later. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna do it later.
I mean, he can just do what Asazas did after he found the Earth Badge and just save before the exit and then
that's
escape out. So still, because I think Ergotae is expecting there to be something here, considering that we are just an HMO5 away from this being fully in logic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we only are seeing these Rhyhorns here. That's gonna be the last of the Rock Smash Pokemon we're gonna be seeing this ROM. There are more Rock Smash locations, but they won't be spawning in anywhere else because we are not gonna be Rock Smashing on Route 40, nor are we gonna be Rock Smashing in Cyanwood. So that's all the other places that you can get encounters from. So that's more than we have the plane badge as well. I forgot about that. Oof. Yeah. So did he save right there? I missed.
I think he did.
So. Oh, he did. Okay.
I think he did.
Either way, it's gonna be doing this. Gonna be turning in.
That's the mystery egg turn in here.
Yeah, this is very efficient routing from Ergotae. And, you know, asazas is... I know we're mostly focusing on Ergotae because asazas is doing the same things, but they've been doing pretty good job at the routing. He's gonna get that max ether from the Rising Badge first again, because you have to pick it up. We'll see what the 5 items are. 5 lure balls. Not interested.
I mean,
it's an upgrade over the Pokeball, but not necessarily. Actually, not really in this setting. Or all balls except for Master Ball and Level Ball have the same catch rate. Of course, Master Ball and Level Ball acts as Master Ball.
I mean, considering Asazas' limited amount of balls he has currently on him, he might not be as disappointed in those currently. But I don't think at this stage it's worth keeping.
Yeah.
And I don't really see Asazas even go back there. If he can help
Alright, so the only thing that Ergotae is probably gonna do is he's gonna probably save at that T juncture. And what to get that return Kenya item, and if that's nothing, reset away and go continue on elsewhere.
That is the most likely thing to happen here.
Yep, saving right here. Very good. And you get to save a little bit of time since you can just cut through and you've already fought that trainer. So even if you get cut early and you don't have to fight him, it's usually just faster to fight him anyways until you have Fly, because you're going to be passing through that decently often. Okay, just berry, so no thank you.
Yep, so moving on towards... Ooh! Yep, careful. Don't want to run onto that train there.
Yep. We got the kimono girls checks early.
Yep.
This has been the lore of the tournament, where kimonos has like a 50-50 chance of having something important, so it's also good for early experience. He's probably also doing it because he's probably also going to be doing early Morty just to spite me.
Even if that does not happen,
it's good
doing
experience.
kimonos here definitely, for the experience sake, is a good idea if you want to stick with the Vaporeon, which is, yeah, very likely at this point, because we will eventually get Surf and or Waterfall at least, and yeah. There's not really much else you would choose to run over this Vaporeon at this point.
Asasa's got a little bit turned around, realizing, oops, I skipped some checks there.
Yeah,
in his
could
haste.
do so much on this route.
Oh wait, he did. Oh, he's like, wait a second, I can do this check too. I'm surprised he let that elixir go. It means he might be struggling for PP later, but
it's always hard to say, unless you are very unlucky somewhere in the mid game where you really struggle to find anything and are doing many fights. Usually, in my experience, just all the max elixirs you find through the run are more than enough. So you really don't need that one elixir or ether that comes up there, except in very rare cases.
Well, honestly, after my X item shopping, my bag is generally pretty full, so any elixirs I can pick up, I will always be grateful for. But I understand. And we have Mystic Water. Well, okay, that's a good held item for Ergotae eventually.
Yep. For when we will finally get our water attack moves that are...
Well, we will get at least one, but he's just gonna sell it, not
will we?
holding on to. Well, we may not get Waterfall, but we'll most likely get Surf. I've seen only one non-plando Surf Seed. And that's a really rare thing. But you never know.
We do have the ability to go towards Blackthorn. We do have the ability to go to Kanto. So, I mean, we do not really need that Surf currently, and who knows? There's always be the first time in a tournament where... So, why not in the finals?
Well, okay, if we get Surf and Waterfall, we already have E4 and Logic. Are we gonna see the early E4?
Well, we would need to find Hoppitch too.
Yeah, so Asas, you might have seen, got pushed up by the Miracle Seed guy. He goes, wait a second! You haven't done Faulkner yet! So he'll have to go back for that Miracle Seed guy's item a little bit later. By a little bit later, I mean probably right after he picks up the egg. He'll go grab that.
Yeah, so Zazas will grab the egg here, turn in the Kenya, and likely check the red scale 2. Bigger question mark is behind the mystery egg check. Since for him going back is really, really long way now for a single check.
Yeah. I mean, because he's already done the Dark Cave check, so. We have Ergotae not quite wanting to go through to Blackthorn just yet. I think, well, he's he's very low on repels, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Although you could get max repels there, so...
I think maybe a little bit bigger point there is Fly cannot be there. And,
of course.
Yeah, we do still have the checks in Olivine, or especially in the Lighthouse too, where it's quite a lot of checks, and once you get Storm Badge, you can just easily fly back over there.
Yeah.
Do not have to worry about any backtracking at all anymore. So.
Yeah, there's all the
In addition,
I mean,
with the ability to get super repulsed there.
Yeah, and he's already done the Dark Cave checks as well, so it's not like he's gonna be coupling that in with Route 46 checks. In the meantime, we got Rival 3 coming up for both of our runners. Pedal Dance, Slow King, got that good flinch, needed that one.
Yep.
But yeah, we're gonna be hearing the rumors from both sides pretty darn soon. So I'll make sure to be quiet so we can listen up and play Who's That Pokemon? Or, yeah.
Not the greatest at that game. I usually need visual assist to see what it is, or to know what it is.
But definitely am not good myself, but we do have at least Garfield and a few others who are very good at that game, so...
Let's see, Ergotae will give them to us now. Maybe checking the first strength check first, though.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a Hypno, I believe. God, I thought it was like I had it on the tip of my tongue. The second one, Onyx, yeah, and okay, Pupitar. Thank you. I was thinking it was Onyx. Oh, it's Drowsy. My bad. Hypnosis is a little bit longer.
I wanted to say that didn't really sound like the Hypno. That sounded more like the Drowsy. Yeah. Yeah, Drowsy Hypno, one of the more distinctive cries, so that's one I most of the time always recognize, but yeah. Not too great of a choice for Romas. The Pupitar as the Suicune, if that order is correct, is interesting.
Yeah, although I'm not entirely thought. Ergo goes for the Roamer! Finds the roaming Onyx!
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, for those who are wondering, we have all of our Pokemon set to evolve, like, their final evolutions at 40, so regardless of when it is in the middle of the game, they would be evolving at 40. Ergo finds the Onyx, decides, you know what, I want to kill it. For extra experience.
Yeah, sure. Why not? It's a decent amount.
Yeah, Steelix and Hypno, as Garfield pointing out, are not great mains. Tyranitar's potential, although I think a lot of us have soured on it, although it has an amazing tied for best attack at 134 with the Dragonite, it is very vulnerable to fighting types and has 6 other weaknesses. And there's the pass, so the Storm Badge game continues for a little bit longer.
An interesting thing that Ergotae could do here now that we have found the pass. You usually wouldn't want to take the boat right now until you had Fly. Now Ergotae could just say, well, I am here already, I can take the boat over to Kanto, take a check with it, and then take the pass back, since the Fly can now be over in Kanto, and yeah, going back over to Goldenrod just to get to Kanto is still a ways off. You can just as well take the boat.
You know, I think that's a very good check, and then basically that would also be coupling it in with eventually being able to go towards Mahogany, because I don't think he checked the Route 43 check, nor the Lake of Rage checks. But you know, I think it is better coupling, especially with those quick Kanto checks. You know, you got the 3 items that you are gonna easily grab. No dojo skip today, please.
I mean, Asazas has pulled off it successfully already.
I think he's the only runner to have pulled it off successfully, along with pulling off such other skips. We've had now 2 runners in this tournament already falling victim to the infamous dojo skip. But yeah. Either way, meanwhile, we have asazas going into the one, the only, the dreaded Gym of Morty.
Yeah.
Significantly easier to do this while walking rather than on the bike.
Yeah, true. I mean, for Asazas, it's definitely a nice chunk of experience to get the towers more up and running. There's not really much we can do with Morty. A big point where would be if we had access to 10 tower, it would be way more attractive. But this way, it's just 2 checks and some nice experience. If you get it done, that Hitmonchan with step rolling kick is a bit painful.
Yeah, no, this has been a little bit rough on asazas comparatively to Ergotae. Even with the stronger physical moveset, there's just a lot of things that are just messing with them, and sometimes it happens. Yeah, this opponent's been very solid. Very much gets the Snow Bear seal of approval.
Yeah. With the Psychic TM, or with the Psychic and the Aurora Beam we could put on it too, it definitely was more than good enough to go ahead. Thunder on the Tauros.
That's gonna cover sometimes the bulky water types.
Yeah,
I mean, Tauros doesn't have a great
deck. Yeah.
It's 40. It's usually, if I'm gonna put a special attack on Tauros, it's Surf for the rock and steel types that have too much of defense. We do have Fire Blast.
It's a consideration for Ergotae.
Consideration for him, but I think the Tri-Attack still serves Ergotae a little bit better in this case.
Yeah. Also has with Aurora Beam good enough coverage for most of the plant types and stuff, so there's not really the necessity for Fire Blast. It can miss, which is if you have played one of these and know then you know everything's that not 100% accuracy has 50% accuracy at most.
Oh no, it's an 85% miss chance when you're doing Fire Blast. That's not an accuracy. It's not 85% hit to hit. That's 85% chance to miss.
So, it's maybe a move for Brett at the end when we get to set up with an X accuracy and do not have to worry about that anymore. But for now, we will hold onto that and see if we get something else.
And this is where I'm waving my flag of Morty being a scam, although he was generous enough to give a TM for it. But we'll have to hold off until see where card create is for him to be totally not required.
Well, I mean, if either Clearbell or Rainbow Wing never show up, then there was really no reason to do more in this run.
Well,
I mean,
that's a win for me. So Ergotae is actually going to see if he can try to take this wipe to the trainer, because at this point his opponent is fainted, and you don't need to win against this trainer. So
this Stab Hyper Beam Eevee that was just 7 levels higher did too much of damage to make this fight worth trying to win.
The frustration from the Golbat finished it off, so it wasn't worth trying to push through. Even though there would have been some nice experience, it's not worth the revive and extra time. He's not going to be missing that much. There's going to be plenty of time to get more experience.
Just an upgrade for doing the boat. But I think the bigger point of this here is just that it's so much more convenient to take this route currently without fly.
Yeah. Either way, no. So, we do have some other things. I don't think he's going to go search quite yet, even though it is in logic. We're gonna hold off on that, at least for the moment.
That'd be quite bold play to make at this stage.
Yeah. Get some TM for the rambling guy. I feel like that club president is just me. It's just because I go on these long rants just to give you an answer at the end.
Bit more money from the
we'll be able to
TM
check out
here.
the TMs in the mart eventually soon too. But things have seemed to have calmed down a little bit as we're after that blitz, quite a busy and start.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like, you know what, this is, so Ergotae is gonna take the chance and check these items on Route 12, and probably thinks he's strong enough to take on that level 35 unrock tunnel, such that, he can go through to the other side, and hopefully remember to get that dojo they put off for the moment.
I mean,
as well as Route 5.
There's still the option of just doing dojo skip.
I think our runners have mostly learned not to do that. It's a 1 in 3 success rate.
I mean, this is the finals. You need to pull out all the stops. So.
I think I'm gonna ask for some restraint there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
Let's see what the 35 is and if they can.
Okay.
So
Hound hour, not a problem.
This would be great if you had a water type attack, so psychic is not going to work, fight is not the best.
Getting the burn actually is rather unfortunate because he needs to use tri attack. And was that skull bash as well, just to up the defense, just to make it take slightly longer? This hound hour was trying its best.
Yeah, so you said this wasn't a problem, but it almost could have been.
Well, I mean, I think considering Ergotae misclicked the moves twice, I think that was a lot closer than it ever was going to be. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, but we really saw that still not having a water type attack did hurt this Vaporeon quite a bit here.
Probably
we are at the stage where we really would like to have Surf to do proper fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ergotae says, you know what? I don't care about flash logic. Yeah, and we always have a kind of a joke between us is that if I don't care about flash logic, why should I care about fly logic?
Yeah, the point here is Ergotae roping up, not going full through and taking Route 9 back, so Will has to fight the trainer here since we did not get Storm Badge here.
Yeah.
And yeah, you then have to go back to Lavender or fight 2 more trainers if you do it this way. So if you really wanted to do it in this way, you might have wanted to fight this trainer on the first way to Lavender, where you can talk to him from the tops, and so that you can go, or when you go back, you did fight him
he's gonna
already.
just take the wipe. That's what it was. That's why.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a lot easier to take the wipe. Although, honestly, I probably would have tried to make it through the other way, but you know what? I don't know. Where, I wonder... Oh wait, you know what? I know where his last center is, because he took the boat. His last center is in Vermilion.
Okay, yeah, that
So,
works.
although he is losing quite a bit of money there.
Yeah,
Which could be
and
used for TM shopping, although,
but
and
Ergotae,
healing items, but...
yeah, it could be that or it could be used for shopping, but Ergotae did quite a lot of shopping in Olivine already. Has
Yeah.
bought all the repels needed, probably stocked up on hyper potions, so I think
Okay.
Ergotae wasn't concerned really there on
No.
money.
I think if he needs stuff, he's got the money items. If he needs to just... He did check the dojo, he's got the money items if he needs to check the TMs and sell it on.
Yep. Okay.
And there's a protein that would cover any single TM he would want. He also has that TM10, which is one of the TMs in the shop anyways. Not gonna check the shop! Just gonna continue on.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much you can do over in Celadon currently, aside from even for specifically checking those TMs. You do not want to fight Erica at this point. Even Janine currently does not really feel that great of an idea. So, yeah. You have a decent moveset already.
Yeah, he's just using Surf.
Yeah, and you won't find Surf in the Mart, so
Yeah.
I understand that.
I mean, honestly, it's built pretty good. You know, he's got... You probably... If he's gonna teach Surf, it would be either over Tri-Attack or Aurora Beam. Probably over Aurora Beam, I'd say, because you want that water psychic coverage offered by Bite. And plus you have these checks here, so...
Yeah, so still going back for Morty now. I can get behind it. We are running out of places where Fly can be. The currently available options really are not that appealing. Erica, Sabrina, Surge.
We got the crowd favorite Nuggy Hedge Maze and Garf's favorite check, Falls Director.
Yep. So all very, very excellent options for worst place where Fly could be.
I'm sure Garf is shaking his fist at me for that reference.
So I am kind of curious if Ergotae maybe is biting the bullet here and committing to Flyless Blackthorn trip. It's not
it
the
wouldn't
worst.
be bad. I mean, honestly, you can always get through Rock Tunnel or Dark Cave on the way back. I probably would have committed to that a little bit early, for better or for worse. Only because I feel like I could, and sometimes I just like to go on these meme gambles. It's not something I would recommend for the average person, but...
Get to see what's on Celadon Mart, probably, since Asazas did make his way over here, grabs the leftovers.
Yep, we won't be seeing, we won't be seeing TM03 today because both of our runners did choose daytime. But we'll see what the other Mart options are. Asasas definitely would like some move upgrades.
Yeah. Strength is all nice and well, but he needs coverage if he really wants to.
He needs
stay.
Bone Meringue, or maybe like High Jump Kick, Earthquake would be nice. So that's and attack them may cause paralysis. Ooh, that could be something. And attack them and cause flinching is also something. So
we rock throw, and yeah, that TM11 could be very interesting, especially here for.
That's what I was saying, is that, luckily there is one of those in the pool, so even if Ergotae didn't go buy it, Asasas is buying some of the specials again.
Yeah, deciding
Giga
what
Drain,
Giga Drain will help, but it's a water type coverage.
Yeah, well that, yes please. Giga Drain's very good, especially since half the types around are water types, so. And I think he taught did he teach it over Aurora Beam there?
No, he taught it over
Tri-attack.
tri-attack.
Okay.
So any blizzards now are a bit of a headache.
I mean,
But
it's
we
fine.
can hope.
Okay, that was triple kick. So I didn't see the paralysis move.
I did not pay too much attention.
I missed it. I'll have to catch on this on my iPad when I look at it, since it's a little bit more delayed. Oh, lick! Oh, it was baited by the lick. I swear that happens every single time. Lick has the exact same text as everything else, so it's not like Ember or Powder Snow where you can figure out that it's those. It's just lick. Although low kick will be good enough.
Low kick is decent. Having a fighting type move definitely helps.
The only thing that hurts is that it's not 100% accurate. But it does have some flinching, which is good. Is it 90 accurate? Yeah. I mean, 60, 90s. I think, wait, no, it's 50, 90, right? Yeah.
I think so. So, fighting type moves are not the strongest, all of them. Even cross chop has, I believe, only 75 or something around that. So.
Cross chop's, I think, 80.
Okay. But still, they are not the strongest, and especially if you do not have any of the lower attack ones.
Yeah,
They do not have that much power, but they do they do give you necessary coverage and low.
Yeah, I mean they cover the steel types and rock types, which are both very physical, very physically bulky.
Asazas is taking only a few trainers in Erika's gym here. Maybe even trying to get through Erika, so...
A little bit more difficult. We have the Volcano badge here, though, for Ergotae.
Which isn't required badge here over at Lake of Rage, but still not fly. So
I'm a fan of if you get any item that's required, even if you can get it quickly, just it's probably not worth double dipping for all that time again. So
yeah, I don't say you should reset it here. It's just
yeah, it's an option.
It's not, or it was one of our last easily accessible fly spots, spots where fly could be. So yeah. This will be most likely a flyless trip to Blackthorn.
Yeah, and I respect that.
The Ergotae turning back here. Well, another badge. And
I always
remember when we yeah, you do not have Surf. Remember when we talked about the Surfless Seed? We're getting closer to that.
We're still a decent amount of places away, but yeah, we're getting closer. We'll see. I wouldn't put it past Dunsparce Spot to do that to us.
I mean, it would be very befitting for a finals race. So.
I mean, I gave quite a nasty, quite an interesting seed last night to some of those guys yesterday. So, you know, I've seen a lot in my time. So. Oh, the card key. See, this is one of those interesting things. So you know, for example, that basement's not in logic for fly, but or because of where the card key is. But it's really nice to see that, because then you don't have to fight as many extra trainers for doing False Director, and you can couple it in with its stuff. But now we have for sure know that Morty was a scam.
Absolutely not required in this seed.
Storm Badge is most likely in Kanto gyms. There's also Route 25 and False Director that can be accessible. And depending on what we find, it could be anywhere else. But yeah, no, it looks like Asasa's been having a little bit of extra trouble there. This is the problem with doing Kanto gym leaders with level 30s, is that they're 10 levels above you. Even with X items, it's not fun.
Well, for the most part, he was struggling on the prior trainers, I believe. He just made it to Erika, and on those earlier trainers, you're not really want to set up as much.
Oh yeah, of course not.
Gets here, but a very nice guard spec though, and when Nidrina tries to use Scary Face here all over.
Yeah, some of the things with the AI is that if you use a guard spec turn 1 and they try to use a move that reduces your stats, sometimes they get stuck trying to do that over and over again until they get you. So...
and since they cannot get you with that...
it helps you set up easier. Yeah. And because it's daytime, Ergotae actually gets a level 30 slot here.
And not able to repel against it since Porin has not made it past level 30 yet.
There you go.
Now
I won't be getting any more unnecessary encounters there. It was a good chunk of experience though that made up for, I think, wiping in the boat. And one more item here on route. And lost item. Ooh. So we know that also can't be Storm Badge because we found it right here. Storm Badge is not going to be found in any items beyond Mahogany. So Route 44 and Blackthorn and Route 45 all are not part of that. So we know it's not going to be in the radio tower besides False Director. We know also it's not going to be on the lost item turn-in. So it's good to know.
Yep.
It's also not, of course, behind the boat, but the boat was not our way access to Kanto, so...
Yeah, although Ergotae did indeed take it, the path
both of
was
our
freely
runners
available.
did, so...
the path was freely available, and taking the boat there was just more of a convenience for routing thing.
Yeah, Vaporeon's HP is much higher than Takaro's. Vaporeon has 130 base HP. It's one of the reasons why I'm very fond of it. It's not very speedy, which is why for example, the Celebi was outspeeding it. But a lot of the times I value bulk over speed, which is, for example, why I would rate, for example, Tauros a little bit lower than Bear. But this is very convenient timing for Ergotae to be able to do this. This is also one of the reasons I like doing that Route 44 gamble, is that it may not help you, but you know, in the past I've seen that, Rock Slide is huge for asazas.
Another nice coverage move.
But yeah, no, this is pretty big. Yeah, so we've narrowed down stuff a lot. I know Ergotae likes to skip False Director. I don't believe
this bear has learned Drill Peck too. Oh my goodness.
The what is learning? Oh yeah, the Bearwood has been crazy good. Yeah, no, that would have been so good.
I'm very curious how this ROM will progress from here out, though. We are very likely to find something here in the radio tower, since it was in logic. The only thing that cannot be here is Fly, as you mentioned, but everything else.
Storm Badge, yeah.
Yeah, Storm Badge.
Yeah, it could have a bunch of other things. It could have, for example, Surf. It could have Fog Badge. It could be a lot of different things. You know, it's been sort of disturbing to me, although, you know, I could see it, since we have that radio car, I could see the 2 other Pokegear parts coming before we get Surf, because it may be one of those seeds where Surf and Fog Badge is just West Kanto.
Yep, very easily happen. We do need to find something, and Asazas is back in, Kanto is going for Janine.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. Well, it's not just Janine, we also have that item on Route 15 as well.
Yeah. Also, he did just, you know, I believe he's centered in Golden Road, if I did that right, so
yeah.
he can wipe back to it.
Yeah. The worst thing you'd hate to do is do the slow bike up. And I don't think he would be... Although there's a possibility, so you could go on through Route 14 and choose to fight that 4-poke trainer rather than the 3-poke trainer on the cycling road to complete the cycle route to Route 12. Because you have cut, you only need to fight a 4-poke trainer. You don't have to fight that 6-poke trainer. But yeah. So Ergotae is using his rare candies now. I like that. It's a solid time at this point to use some of the candies, especially when you are going to be coming up to those higher level pokes.
Okay, Azaz is doing Route 15, so I
Well, he's gonna go check this first.
Yeah, but I think this would point in the direction that he's probably not going to take Route 14 or up to Route 12.
Yeah. No,
so...
he's probably gonna just reset away, although I would have considered keeping the experience from Janine. Because you don't know if you're gonna be main switching at this point, and you're pretty committed to that Tauros. I mean, like, Ergotae is hard committing to this Vaporeon, and I think that's a good play, just overall.
At this point, definitely.
Yeah, asazas has been mostly buying X specials. From Marts, I don't think he's bought all that many X attacks. He may be trying to bank on maybe...
He had some still.
He still has some stuff, and they're easy to get, but he may be hoping, since there's a lot of good special TMs out there, or a couple good special TFs, to switch to him special Pokemon, but yeah. Luckily, he's been doing those he's bought a bunch of guard specs for those turn 1 guard specs, because we have this Mankey with using Kinesis a bunch.
Has served him well so far.
That's been 2 fights that has paid off massively for him. Fun fact, Rock doesn't resist Rock. However, Brown does resist Rock.
Oh, and then that miss was very painful on the low.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is the downside of that, and he has max revive, yeah, but he's not gonna be able to have that free setup. Although, what's this? Janine switches out? Okay.
I mean, with an Ice Beam Meganium, I kinda understand that. That's good Pokemon with a good move.
Oh, it's just the AI is totally random with this. It's just so confused. I don't have a handle about that.
Another crit and a freeze.
You hate to see that.
Because I was apparently not having or not wanting to use the full restore. Okay, Ergotae done with Radio Tower. Let's see what we get out of it. A nugget from the director that Ergotae couldn't pick up.
Let's see. Alright, I can mark Team Rocket actually done. I'm finally doing my job. I'm finally marking Team Rocket on time for this. It's so easy to forget because it's not an item. Yeah. We do have Rainbow Badge.
So, about that serve. Basement key.
So, because of Card Key's logic, we have it so no vanilla basement. It means that basement's not a logic until you get Card Key, and Ergotae knows that Fly cannot be in there. But it's pretty convenient. You're in here. You got the Card Key already done. You're gonna have a False Director, which is something Ergotae likes to step on. Ooh, there's a Storm Badge on Janine.
It does kinda pay off for Azazas to do it. Ergotae will have to fight Janine at some point. And that's
but I think
nasty
he's been doing pretty good. I think either way though, Ergotae's gone pretty far ahead with this. Although now Sasa's going to be able to play catch up though.
No, Ergotae definitely way ahead in lead here.
It's been very good at stringing.
So that basement key, I'm not surprised to find it here. It was the most likely options to get us more checks that can contain the 2 items we kinda need to open up the seed in Fork Veg Surf, or both
Poker gear parts, yeah.
poker gear parts. Yeah. But yeah, this Vapor run really, we didn't even find Waterfall to make up for not having Surf early. This is just,
been doing a solid job. You know, it's one of the reasons why I rate it as an A.
Yeah, it's doing absolutely fine, but it is not having its best move option for this entire seed, which is, yeah.
I mean, it just shows its power though, that it's been doing really good without it.
Absolutely.
I mean, but yeah, we got this seed has been interesting though, and Ergotae has been doing a really good job at routing things around Storm Badge. Just, it's like, hey, look, I may not get Storm Badge for a while. Let me be as efficient as I can.
Yep. And Ergotae knows at this point that Storm Badge has to be on a Kanto leader, and he will need to do it at some point. We'll be curious to see in which order he does it. I can see Ergotae maybe going to do Sabrina first.
I mean, why not?
Fastest. Or it's kind of the fastest.
Badge. Yeah, so Asazas is now going to be catching up on all these checks Ergotae did really quickly. So Ergotae's lead is going to be sort of slimming at the moment.
It will depend on what we find here and have to do after this, and how Ergotae does route it together. I actually think both Poker Gear parts, followed up by finding both Surf parts behind it, would be very, very nice for Ergotae, considering he could then just do route Blaine over to Janine and get the Storm Badge there. It is a little bit harder to do without having the confirmation that the Storm Badge is there, so going there over on the chance it is there when you did not do the other gym leaders first might be something you are not wanting to take that risk maybe, but it would certainly be the best way to lose as little time as you could get it.
We have some good boulders there from Asazas. Not the most. It was just okay. I mean, still pretty solid throughout as he's going through this. But yeah, this is not too big of a problem for Ergotae. We probably will see him take on probably Sabrina. I wouldn't be surprised for him to take on Sabrina at this point as well afterwards. To go along with the lost item check. Oh, Asazas like, oh, I've been using those guard specs a lot. Let me pick up one more of them.
Yep, want to have one for it most of the time. We have seen some wild red fights, and guard spec at least a good chance to make some of them a bit more easy to do.
With red, I usually go either a turn 1 guard spec or turn 1 X defend, depending on the Pokemon. Usually a guard spec, unless I have something like Alakazam, or something that's so fragile physically that it needs the X defend first with the physical Pokemon up front.
Oh. Okay. Rival defeated for Ergotae. We do have a lot of items coming up.
Oh yeah, we have I think 7 or so here.
Yeah, somewhere around that, maybe 9. 7 sound. 7, 8, somewhere in that amount.
Nice Super Repel to find, always appreciated. Another TM. Add to our collection. Very nicely done with the basement combination. As expected of our runners at this point, now that they're in the grand finals. They're very familiar with the game.
Yeah. Asazas running out of a repel or not repelling. Oh,
No, that was the
Rosie to
roaming Rosie.
Oh my. Well, that's a surprise.
Alright. And here's the lost item for asazas. Oh, here's
There's
Surf!
Surf.
Oh, that's a welcome addition. And there's
The
Fog
Fog
Badge!
Badge.
Ah!
Woo!
So asazas knows it can't be behind Surf, but gosh dang it, I think he appreciates those. In fact, looks like he's gonna just do soft sand girls right now.
I mean, you are over here, there's at least that easy item to grab, and you can finally get that good move over to Vaporeon.
Whew.
And when you are already here, you might as well do soft sand girls.
Yeah, might as well do soft sand girls. Probably scam, but at this point, you do them.
Okay, meanwhile, Azaza's turning in the lost item. Get some Max Elixir out of it.
Okay. Whew.
And yeah, now it is kind of weird for
Sabrina.
Ergotae. Yeah. I actually like it. This Taurus also now at a decent enough level, and Azaza has shown that he knows how to set up. This is 3 Pokemon only, so it might not be as painful of a fight. And the seal
now
is not
that
especially scary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad. Just next speed. Tail Whip though, that is a little bit more worrisome.
Yeah,
Now you're at
especially if
-2 defense,
minus
-3
3.
defense. He's gonna go up all in on the setup there, because if he gets hit by a physical move, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, he has basically 2 knives, but with good attack now.
That X speed should be enough. Okay, yeah. Rock Slide, take care of that Charizard, no problem. Oh, and Onyx. Okay, that's not a problem. Onyx doesn't have any good attack. It doesn't have good attack. So even if it was scary, I don't
But
think
if it confuses you, then... Okay, I missed the soft sand.
So I didn't miss the soft side item, but I think that was just nothing because I didn't hear a jingle.
And then Onyx even sets up on you, and then does Skull Bash. So, yeah. If Azazus had missed another low kick there, this could have been potentially bad. And well,
Oh yeah.
we saw soft sand girls being done on the one side and getting soft sand on the other.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Asazas now. I think he's gonna be doing the radio tower now, getting those checks done. As I think at this point, all of Ergotae's leads can be evaporating for the most part, but I don't think it's gonna take too long for Ergotae to get done Storm Badge and stuff.
Yeah, since it's the Storm Badge and not Fly, he actually has to hunt down this item, and knowing that it is on one of the Kanto leaders, it does make sense to just try and get it as efficiently as possible before doing anything else with Surf. Since you will now be going all over the place through all of the subjects.
So Tail Whip on Vaporeon, but he is gonna do the same thing. Oh, and there we go. I don't think that critical hit was needed for that seal, but we'll take that. I don't know if I wasn't sure if the X speed would have been enough for the Charizard, but considering they're much closer in level than the Sauces was, it's not an issue.
Yeah, and now Ergotae will get his late soft sand.
Yeah, it's just right on the check afterwards, no problem. Yeah.
Turning in the lost item now.
I think Ergotae is having a much easier time through the Kanto gyms, of course, because he's been doing not only is his rapport in higher level, and the special attackers tend to have a little bit easier time, but he's got much more solid moveset. I think.
And he did use the 3 candies on
yeah.
it too, so to get that level boost. So definitely will having an easier time.
Very good use of that. The candies, I would say too.
Absolutely.
Picking up the leftovers. A lot of the time, we do like to have. Sometimes our runners don't like to pick that up. It's a good safety item, but it does cost time when you're losing HP. But it's saved me so many times, and I know it's saved so many runners so much time against red, especially if you're coming in lower level.
Having that automatic healing on when you are set up without having to use items is very, very convenient.
Yeah, it's sometimes the difference between making something a 2-shot versus a 3-shot. Gives you an extra turn to set up.
Vaporeon wanting to learn Hyper Beam, not the move we are looking for.
Yeah, so...
And another important thing here, Ergotae did not attempt to do search when he's looking for flies, so he will get to Janine a bit faster without as much problems, and yeah, the fights won't be a problem.
Oh, that's right. Asazas did surge, right?
No.
No, he hasn't. Okay. No, he's just gonna go on the way there.
Yes,
or gonna.
But yeah, it was just a thing that Ergotae could have done search as Fly would have been put, or Storm Badge would have been a valid option to be there. But Erika has 2 items, so it makes sense to check that first. Janine also 2, and there's still Route 15 which Ergotae didn't go to, and it's just 1 check on search.
Yeah. I think Ergotae is just gonna be glad to know that it's not on not on Nugget Hedge Maze. That's his least favorite check at all, and he will last location it every single time if he can. I think that's the only one time he lost was when Soft Sands had something important, anyways. Yeah, no, Ergotae is having so much of an easier time through these fights compared to Asazas. I think also partly, as you mentioned, using those rare candies was pretty critical.
That 3-level jump definitely made a big
makes a difference. Oh yeah, no, and this is one of those reasons why you definitely want to always be. You don't want to always save all your candies for the end. Sometimes saving candies for ends feels good to have the highest level, but if you can use the candies midway in when they'll have the most impact, you can save us so much more time. And we have the rainbow badge here.
Yep.
And we're going to be getting the basement key shortly afterwards.
Yep. Which is actually on a check that some.
It's also the skipping false director. Oh. Alright, he's not going to be punished by that, but he is skipping it.
Yeah. Asazas has Storm Badge, so for him the false director check isn't as appealing as it was for Ergotae, considering it was one of the few left places where that Storm Badge could have been.
I still don't like isolating it, because it doesn't feel good to go back up there.
Asazas knows that he did some very slow things in the middle part of this, with the Kanto leaders, the stars that struggle. So, knowing how good or how strong of a runner Ergotae is, he does know that he cannot do all the slow checks and everything else, and expect to just come out on top if Ergotae does manage to find the different main with a better moveset, which Ergotae did. You need to find your time somewhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially since you know, I mean, I think you know your opponent has really good execution as well. Not to say he doesn't have good execution, but you know, I wouldn't say that. Oh, my execution is enough to get me over my opponent. Not at the grand finals. So definitely, I see how you're agree with your thoughts there. And so you're gonna have to find little bits of time somewhere.
I mean, it's still definitely risky, as there is not really much else open for asazas until he finds both Surf and Storm Badge for both Pokegear and the expansion card, which we know he will, and the basement with the amount of items was likely to have at least one, if not both.
Yeah.
So it was a risk, but it definitely was not the or was the risk asazas what I thought was worth taking, and he will be rewarded.
Yeah, and there's Storm Badge for Ergotae. Not much wasted time, as now he's maintaining a little bit of the lead there as well now.
I mean, it's basically
this is pretty close now.
the end of the basement and whatever Ergotae is doing after Route 15 here. But yeah, asazas basically has caught up on everything Ergotae did.
And that's the power of getting that Storm Badge several minutes early. As asazas now can be picking up the Fog and Surf right back to back.
So yeah, I mean, as is mentioned in chat right now, Ergotae has done Soft Sand Girls in addition to that, which hasn't anything. But if asazas is going to do those,
Ergotae is going to do all these quick Surf checks.
Yeah. But it really depends now on which runner is finding a new progression first, or deciding on what they're doing. It looks like
asazas is going to go ahead to do Mahogany. No, never mind. He's going to check Route 44 first, and then probably Mahogany next.
Maybe we would need to fight the shiny first.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's
really... we also have the Slowpoke Well and logic right here, the Waterstone Chamber as well.
asazas is at least fighting the shiny. This does not mean he's going to do the hideout yet.
No, but it's at least getting it ready.
Check that is very very fast. But I mean, there is still the option. It is probably the densest single area we have currently open, although there's still this combined Slowpoke Well, Union, Waterstone Chamber come together.
I'm still not sure how that Poliwag looks much different shiny than non-shiny. That looks pretty similar.
I couldn't tell you. I was wondering that too once the first time I encountered that.
We do not have the Tojo skip today. Both of them have done that check. Yeah, now both of our runners are trading off these quick Surf checks. Ergotae going to be saving here, and be doing the Union Caves checks, as well as Waterstone Chamber checks. Oh, that's right, asazas hasn't turned in the Mystery Egg. Oh, Ergotae turning down a full restore. I guess he's pretty confident. And also, so, not worried about that at all. I probably would have tried to take it, but...
And asazas is committing to the Rocket Hideout here.
Which is, I think, a pretty good play.
Yeah.
Generally, when you get access to rockets late, you generally... They tend to have a lot of items, so...
It is a serious time commitment that you are doing here. But, yeah, it is definitely a very high chance that there is something in here. and it is additional experience to get the towers up and running before you do tackle other, maybe harder stuff later,
I mean, the experience here is actually pretty nice. And ooh, that's a very convenient flash and and very convenient waterfall check. Well, we can just do the flash chamber right here, right now.
Yep,
if it would mark for me, seems the give the tracker a little bit of time to update.
But yeah, getting flash here, so 4 additional immediate checks, and then being able to complete Mount Mortar instead of going for the hideout. Definitely very appealing options here for Ergotae.
Yeah. The tracker's being a little slow to update, so we'll get that in a bit. Oh, and there's the soul badge. And the poke here. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, doing this definitely the right thing to do. Did get Ergotae a nice set of items that didn't help him immediately.
Well, I mean, Flash
progress
pretty
more
immediately, but
yeah. I'm not sure what I wanted to say there. It's just it's not both Pokegear parts, so it's not West Kanto X.
With the we have a question, chat. With the randomizer, we have said that all Pokemon can learn all moves.
Yep. There's no limitations on.
We have said for full HM and TM compatibility.
No, with a few exceptions of moves that are not shown up in the pool at all, or at least on enemy Pokemon. Every Pokemon or any Pokemon can any move.
Oh, we have the expansion card here for asazas.
Yeah, and this is a potentially very interesting spot for Ergotae, since that expansion card is so early and we are down to 2 badges missing.
Huh. Okay, there we go. The tracker's finally updating on Ergotae's side. Thank you very much.
Now what I wanted to mention that at that point, with that expansion card being in Rocket Hideout so early, there is a potential chance that Ergotae might be tempted to do an ERC skip.
You can see that going on, because at this point you've got 2 badges left. I mean, and you will be isolating 4 items, but I mean, there's so many more other items, and you know, we've seen it sometimes pay off, but we've also seen it backfire a lot too. So it's really up to the preference of the runners.
Yep.
Did Ergotae already check that item outside of Mortar there? Or that Route 42?
So, I'm
assuming
not sure.
so. Or it could be just escape roping out to get that last one later.
Maybe.
But yeah, no, this is pretty big now.
I mean, doing the rest of the Rocket Hideout and Specialty fight, that is very slow. It is 4 items that you get out of it, but it's a very, very big amount of time you need to invest after the kinda 5 to 6 that you can quickly get here.
Right.
So
yeah, no, there's just, well, it's more like 9 you get that are waterfall locked alone in Mortar itself, as well as the 5 down in the basement, along with 1 item outside on Route 42. So that's 15 items right there. We do have the egg hatching on the Sasa side. Ergotae did deposit the egg. And it's a Wartortle. Welcome to the world. Ah, there we go. We got a max elixir on Ergotae's side. It has been turning down elixirs, but we'll have a max elixir there. Oh, and there's the silver wing. I went to go check, to go mark it, only to realize, whoops, it's not here.
Silverwing does not really do much for us until we find Whirlpool. Which at
At
this
which
point, do
you
we
can
really
throw a
want?
lifeline for asazas, actually.
I mean,
But
do we
I don't
really
think
want
Ergotae
to
would switch.
find Whirlpool, or do we really want to wind? Do we really want? Well,
Well,
never mind. We did find Whirlpool.
well then, off to the other checks now too.
And Ergotae apparently immediately following that.
I mean, that's about what 10 items here in Roll Islands, as well as being able to couple it in with the Cyanwood checks. Very definitely dodging that 6 Pokemon spinner, the infamous 6 Poke spinner, the one that you never want to hit. Yeah, so more and more Ergotae is putting it off. But in this case, there's just so many progress items he's just getting, so...
Yeah. It can potentially come down to this expansion card's maybe Ergotae's Go mode. And yeah, asazas, depending on what he does, might go to West Kanto and find nothing there, but we will see.
So we definitely will not be seeing the 60 on Ergotae's side. He's not going to be going back for that 60, nor do we think we're going to be seeing anything, considering that Vaporeon is level 44, he still has a couple candies in his bag, and it's, you know, there's still decent enough fights that I think we're going to be solid for the rest of the game with it.
So,
I mean...
aside from something like Thunderbolt Zapdos as the Snorlax, yeah, that's pretty sure to say there is no chance that Ergotae even thinks about potentially switching off of.
I think he might just catch the 50 as a backup sponge. Like,
yeah. I mean,
generally our runners do that.
Yeah, there's still some bad things that could happen to this Vaporeon depending on the rat's lead, but
yeah.
For the most part, this Vaporeon is probably what Ergotae is going to fight Rat with.
And you saw him dip in and out of here. That is to get the closer exit to Cyanwood. Something that our runners do. Since he's now... There's only this last check here, and he's going to be dipping out. Since he doesn't have the fly point to Cyanwood just yet. Looks like a roll was empty, but still worth checking. This does open up Claire completely, though, too, as well.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to say, do you really want to find Whirlpool at this point? It just increases the chance that Claire might be required. And that's not something you want to have happen. It will definitely be a chance for asazas to switch to the level 60 though. The Taurus has done well so far, but
it looks like the Ergotae is not gonna do that. I think he did the quick check. And did he do the quick check? I looked away briefly. In the pharmacy before he flew away.
No. I think he didn't even touch Cyanwood as far as setting actually foot on the eye. Yeah.
Okay, so now he's gonna do these other checks, the Victory Road and Solar Beam TM checks.
Yeah, so he will be able to get all of these, but he won't find expansion card here, which would probably what he would hope for doing it this way. Since
well, I mean,
if he wake the Snorlax, he could do this the easier way without having to swim waterfall.
Well, I mean,
on the other hand, you haven't checked Tojo, so
yeah,
it's all on the way. What just found.
I think faithing Pokegear would mean you want to go the other way around. You wouldn't. Oh, there's the Boulder Badge. Oh, that's pretty huge. That's such an isolated check.
And it's very, very big in the point where Ergotae, yeah, getting Pokegear expansion card Go mode would be very, very nice thing to have, since you are not being tempted to do any of the West Kanto checks, since you don't
absolutely. In fact, I don't, yeah, this is pretty big. And we just get some hyper potions from Price. Nothing, I mean, it's nice to have, but it looks like the ERC skip so far would have paid off.
And not even the ERC skip. If you get the expansion card go mode, you do not have to do any of the back, and the mineral badge wasn't in there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so you don't even need to fetch. You just get one item and you're done. All right. Yeah, and asazas now is heading towards Cyanwood. Gonna get those checks done. Meanwhile, Ergotae is gonna do this Victory Road stuff. I don't know. This is definitely turning interesting because, you know, they started to converge and then now they're, you know, diverging again. And it's really gonna be a question of when Ergotae wants to do the rocket, mahogany rockets versus when we have asazas. Oh, there's the secret potion on the vanilla location! Oh my gosh!
Whoa!
That's a double dip for Lighthouse required, if it's required at all.
I mean, we already have a vanilla secret potion. Why not vanilla mineral badge?
And that's more rare candies, so I think Ergotae has now found all the rare candies. Finding a few more here is always nice. He's gonna, that for sure says he's gonna be in decent, and I think Ergotae is saying, look, Whirlpool has steered me well. It's time, after doing Dark Cave, maybe to do Claire? I don't know, maybe just, maybe a little bit too soon. I mean...
That feels way too soon.
But it's 5 items.
I think Ergotae would rather do Rocket Hideout here, since it's just so many more items. And then we could potentially see that ERC skip coming into play.
I don't know if he does. I don't know if Ergotae does ERC skip, honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it at this point. It's more of a meme skip than not, but yeah, considering that you're one batch go mode and you are saying, okay, it's just not in those 4 items, I could see it happen with how much Ergotae still has to do.
It's like Ergotae is gonna be... He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go do these now. These 4 checks.
Yep.
Gets a secret potion and goes, wait a second. You know what?
Huh.
I'll go be back for Chuck. Let me... let me just go quickly turn this in.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a single fight for 2 more checks, although I think just going to do Chuck there is similar amount of time for 1 more item. Since you do have to do this walk-in. You're already there.
I don't know. At this point, Ergotae is, I think, just kind of bounding around. It's really hard to predict where they're gonna go next. Maybe he's banking on what you were aiming on before. Vanilla mineral badge. That would be what we're hoping for.
I mean, he has just seen the vanilla secret potion, so why not?
Yeah. Doing the pacing back and forth there to dodge that spinner.
So Chuck himself did not have anything worthwhile.
Let's see what the world's #1 wife has. Just a piece of iron. Okay. Now asazas is gonna do that too.
Yeah, but if this is the vanilla mineral badge, this is potentially, or this is very, very bad for asazas, because that would confirm. Yeah, expansion card go mode for Ergotae, and I'm not sure how much longer he would decide to put off that rocket hideout.
I mean, I think asazas, though, wouldn't be too far behind, because he probably would couple in some of those other checks as well. I mean, the checks were relatively available. It's just the only thing that was a little bit off was that boulder badge. Ah.
The thing is, with Zazas having the full Poke Gear assembled at that point, will probably be very tempted to do the West Kanto checks first at that point. But
Oh, that's true. That's true, or at least check the 50.
but that mineral badge wasn't vanilla, so that's kind of good here for Azazas, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, he needs to do the Waterstone Chamber soon. Then yeah,
It looks like Ergotae's gone from Mahogany Rockets. No?
Route 44 first.
Yeah.
It really is kind of an uphill battle here for Azazas. He has a lot to do and a lot to dodge, while Ergotae kind of just has to get to that rocket hideout, which he is going now. So he will get his expansion card soon. Will be one badge from Go mode.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite things, this cutscene, you don't notice. Normally that she's not there. She's there after you defeat the radio tower rockets. But with the right randomizer, we get to see where she goes, there's nothing sketchy at all here. I don't see any problem with them using the basement of my shop. There's nothing shady going on.
She's just selling her stuff there. Nothing else is happening.
Nothing shady going on.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, it looks like Asasa is going to be picking up his various progress items.
Yep. So we'll be getting Waterfall and Flash, then we'll be getting the Soul Badge right after.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the things that Azaz then has to do is grab Whirlpool from
from outside Route 42 on Route 42, yeah.
Yeah, but then basically would be better to skip Mortar. There's nothing in there, but how do you make that call? There's just too much items for that to be reasonably skipped. But yeah. The Boulder Badge is on Route 27, which is not the easiest to get to, and especially with the full Poke Gear assembled at that point, Azazas would go over through West Kanto. But yeah, the best course of action for Azazas would do Mount Mortar first before waking up the Snorlax. That means he gets Whirlpool for then going over to Victory Road, grab that Route 27 item from there, which is the Boulder Badge, and maybe Mineral Badge pops up on the way there. But Ergotae will be, while that's going on, if Ergotae does do your skip, he will be way faster to West Kanto.
I wonder, now that
Mineral Badge there.
I wonder if you just escape rope out, if you just take that chance, you just escape rope out immediately.
What are the
chances that
on here, right? So he could just escape rope out. He hasn't done any of the hideout here so far. So why not do the quick checks in West Kanto first? You are just one badge away from Go mode.
And that was the soul
I could
badge.
see it happen.
Yeah, that was the soul badge you just picked up there. Well, or he's going to pick up right now.
Yeah, Ergotae will continue at least for additional items here. Rocket hideout.
So did he just pick up the expansion card, or no? That's later.
Oh. No, that was the last item on the first floor.
Yeah, at least pick up the free items. Don't necessarily. I mean,
it is an interesting kind of decision.
Oh, I must have missed where the clear bell was picked up. I didn't see that.
That was, I believe, somewhere in Mortar. Which could technically become relevant.
Yeah.
If the last batch is in Tin Tower, then doing Mortar would not be as much of a waste of time. And Ergotae does pick up this item here first. This is potential start of an maybe
ERC skip. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, he's gonna do. He's gonna do. I think what I'm getting more dub the month. The ERC skip is generally not fighting those trainers, but that's the full ERC skip. The half ERC skip is doing the trainer fights, picking up the items, talking to the passwords guy, but then bailing out on the last items.
I mean, to be fair, he's one item from gold. If that is just the mineral badge, you want to know that first before you do all the slow stuff and pick it up on the way back. So even if you're not ERC skipping, that does make sense here, because you just need that one item, not all the items that are in here.
Oh, there's the clear
here,
bell. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't really matter for us until now, since we did not find rainbowing anywhere. So, but yeah, that was here in Mortar. I mean, if asazas wanted, he could get that Pupitar. But I think at this point the Tauros is just better.
There's the silver wing. We'll probably see the 60 at least from asazas. Even though this Tauros is pretty solid, I imagine we're at least seeing it. Oh no, he's not even he's not even doing the waterfall mortar checks. He's... Oh, never mind. He wants more escape ropes. He's out of escape ropes.
yeah,
That's
that
what
does
happened.
make sense. Can also stack up on X attacks.
Yeah. X attacks, X speeds, X defends. Alright, now we're gonna continue on. Just a quick detour.
Yeah. This is still advantage Ergotae pretty much here. asazas will be finished with Mortar kind of when Ergotae will finish Rocket Hideout. Then both kind at the same time would go to Wake Up Snorlax. But that is in favor of Ergotae because he's the one item from Go Mode compared to the two items that asazas would need to find.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And although the way to the Boulder Badge for asazas, if he just does Victory Road and then down Route 26 27, is not too far.
There we go. There's the ERC skip. Talks to the Murkrow and it says "Hasta la vista."
Yep. I can totally get behind this.
I think so. I mean, at this point, 4 slow checks versus all of West Kanto. You go for West Kanto.
Yep.
I like this. Sometimes you need to be bold and...
This is the finals. You cannot expect to full clear the game and or you cannot full clear the game and expect reasonably to win. Your opponent, if he does get one major skip in, will just be faster. Oh
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ergotae's... I've been playing Ergotae a lot. He likes to do at least one major skip every time, so... This would be a major skip.
And basically what Ergotae is doing, if he says he's never going to go back for those 4 items, he's banking on... He's betting the race on... if the badge is in there, I lose, but... in any other case, I have a decent time advantage over my opponent.
Absolutely. Alright, let's see. Is he gonna do Brock is a good question.
Not yet. You have Fly, you can just easily return and join, but you want to do the fast checks first. You do not want to waste any unnecessary.
Of course. And asazas is skipping out on World Islands. He's gonna be going to West Kanto as well.
Yep, kinda what I expected.
Yeah, I mean... it's gonna pay off for him because he doesn't need to waste his time getting the nothing items in World Islands. So
far, it will really depend on where is that mineral badge and where are our runners looking for it.
So we have Ergotae, I think, now going for Blaine.
Yep, it would make sense.
This Blaine's not bad. You know, it's 1 fight, 3 folks.
Yeah.
And you get the fly point to Pallet Town on the way on. Not too bad. Plus, you're pretty comfortable with your Vaporeon, so...
for
Although we
asazas.
do see asazas. Okay, no, maybe not yet. Yeah, no, not yet.
Yeah, for asazas, there's really not much reason to fight Brock here. Has all of Victory Road still open for him.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's too much left for him. Yeah, Ergotae knows that Asasa is also probably last location Nugget Hedge Maze, so...
How the seed was shaping up, you could have done it at some point early in the game, searching for your progression.
I think they're gonna wait, because they haven't done,
Yeah,
because they haven't done the Machine Park quest at all. Neither of them have done that. Also...
Yeah.
Blaine burning with tri-attack.
Ugh.
No burn heal in sight. Oh, light screen is not very fun for Ergotae. Because that's gonna affect all the rest of the pokes there too. But critical hit makes it not matter.
Yeah. And the burn not mattering since Vaporeon is a special attacker. Burns only affect physical attack. Ooh,
Trying to learn Haze, that's vanilla. Although normally I think it tries to learn it at 42 or something like that.
So what we also probably don't want to see here is then lead Vaporeon from Red. I'm not sure how many moves Vaporeon would learn.
I think it learns one more at
Wow.
50 something.
Yeah, you really do not want to go into Red.
I think
lead
Vaporeon
you know
lead on Red would generally be not so fun anyways, because of how bulky it is.
Yeah, true that, but yeah, then having to know that it has haste, that's really...
Okay, so we're going back. So we're going back here.
Yeah,
So look-
Ergotae did do the fast checks after the expansion card, after the Snorlax, see that there was nothing, and just wants to be safe against late batch in here. He wouldn't have lost much time if it is in here.
Yeah, you don't lose very much time because the movement, you know, from the start to here is about the same both ways. So,
Yep.
not much time lost at all. Not really any time difference, I would say.
Yeah, so did go for the chance that there's a quick mineral badge, wasn't there, so does not have to worry about the opponent getting a quick one, and then just continue with what you did prior to this.
Yeah, and look at the Sasas is doing the Tojo Falls Route 27 checks.
Yeah, so
And Route 26 as well. I guess he didn't want to fight
26
that trainer?
well, maybe he did fight the trainer and just did 26, but 27 is then just as fast reachable with fly.
I guess,
not
yeah.
sure.
I don't know. We'll see.
But
he will
yeah,
be picking up
this,
his Boulder badge.
yeah, and that will put us in the same spot where Ergotae is, one badge from Go Mode. Has not done Will Island yet, and there could be potential pull for asazas because of that 60. But yeah, pretty much we are down to who finds the mineral badge first, and where do you look for it?
Yeah, this is gonna be a
Claire.
very close race.
We do have asazas going back. Goldenrod? Asazas has not done Soft Sand Girls.
No, he's not.
So
He'll be
yeah,
doing
this
this check here and Soft Sand Girls together.
will give Ergotae some free time. No, not
Nope.
even doing Soft Sand Girls. Is that Claire?
Committing to Claire! Ooh, I like that
Oh,
play.
Asazas making the play here. No.
Oh, no!
No.
Baited! just... We just got baited here.
Of course, Asazas didn't do a lot of the things
I'm
that
still
Ergotae did.
still calling my shot. It's in Dragon's Den. I'm calling my shot there.
I could definitely see here saying, well, my opponent would most likely go Whirl Islands first, and if I feel behind, I might just try to take the gamble on Claris. Claire has still a decent amount of items, so...
Okay, so Ergotae has at least some space for full restores now. Because he hadn't been picking those up recently at all.
Okay, is he flying away? Yes.
Yes. Royal Islands.
To be expected.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got a level 60 there, you got 10 items at least there? Yeah, you don't pass that up for... You don't pass that one up.
Yeah, it is really hard to say how Asazas does feel about his position in this race. It's not like he did any really bad things. Okay, the hideout to the end was empty. So
Yeah.
you could have left after the expansion card, but we did see that Ergotae did do the entirety of it still.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
pretty much evened up in checks. There's only been a couple of extra checks Ergotae's had over asazas.
Yep.
Um,
And the only reason for Asazas to potentially feel behind would to say he did a lot of very slow fights in the middle parts against Erika, which required a lot of setup. And if your opponent got there easier, then that would be the way you got behind. But it's hard to say with the Storm. His Taurus was doing decent. And he did get that Storm Badge that wasn't easily reachable.
yeah.
Ah,
Pilot Swine.
Pilot
You know
Swine,
what?
yeah.
It could work.
it can
You
work.
just hope for no special move, because Pilot Swine does not
Yeah.
have the special defense to take it. It's got very much physical defense. And
It
could be
has
workable,
a decent
but...
attack too. So, especially stab earthquake would be very, very nice.
Ice Beam could also work as well for it too.
Yeah, sure. It has not the worst special attack. I think it's at least better as Taurus's one, which is not too.
I think that's not a very high bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asasas knows that he's in go mode, one badge away from go mode, so he's doing the quick checks as much as possible in here, not doing the efficient clear that Ergotae, not doing the as step saving way that Ergotae did, but honestly, when you're one badge away from go mode, you do all the checks you can.
Fast checks you can. You try to avoid any of those slow checks that you cannot that you can reasonably get later.
Yeah, absolutely. This has just been, you know, one wild ride, and we're only 2 hours 10 minutes in. This is still one of our fastest seeds.
Yep. This has been really fast so far, and I mean, Ergotae doing clear here does make sense. That's the kind
It's
of
the
most
densest
items
check
you can
left.
do. Oh.
It's the densest check left.
We'll be
And-
curious to see if Asazas does decide otherwise after this check here.
If I'm Asasas, maybe I take the bank on. Look, you know, Ergotae is not doing or doesn't like to do Nuggy Hedge Maze. Maybe I'll do that.
Oh, we do have a Sabrina fight here, I believe. Oh no,
He's already fought
Oh.
Sabrina.
Lavender. Right.
I don't think he's been through Rock Tunnel at all, actually.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. Which could be interesting. Ergotae never went to the power plant.
No.
So that one free check that we have there now in Misty's gym from the rocket, if that is mineral badge here, Asazas has a shot here at winning this race.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is anyone's game at this point. It's really anyone's game.
Yeah, I mean, considering what checks have been done, Ergotae definitely is in a way better position. Here he has just done so much more that Asazas has not, and there's not much that Asazas really wants to do at this point.
Yeah, no, he's gonna do the machine part check, or he's gonna do the Rock Tunnel into machine part check, or the power plant check.
So,
And then I don't know if he's gonna commit to it, but he knows Ergotae's gonna last location power plant, so
yeah, it is really the stage of the race where it can be really hard to know what play do you make? Because since you do not know where your opponent is, you kind of have to play your game, but playing your game is only helping you if you are in lead or basically your opponent is not ahead at least. Because if your opponent is ahead, you need to make a play that your opponent isn't and catch up some time. And knowing this distinction is very, very hard with how this ROM has been.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's really gonna be. We're gonna find out whether this dip is worth it or not.
Because if asazas does decide to not commit to Claire here, and that it's not in Dragon's Den, then Ergotae just wasted a chunk of time here, and it could come down to the decision of doing Brock Route 4 or Nugget Hedgemaze first here for us before doing Claire.
Alright, we got check 1-0. Check 2-0. Power plant being talked to. We have the hardest quiz coming up. One, 2, 1, 2. No problem. We know our stuff.
Okay.
And Misty's gym.
Claire first, that was a never melt ice. Okay, now asazas with the hidden item.
Elixir,
Okay,
right.
Claire.
Oh, we have go mode! Dragon's Den! You have to watch her walk slowly away. We have go mode achieved.
And
just one more phone call from from Elm, and asazas is on his way there too.
He's
so
on his
really
way,
close.
but this will take him a few minutes to get there. Yeah, Ergotae is here in a prime position to take the first race of the finals.
Oh, absolutely! This is a very close race. I'm actually feeling very comfortable fighting Ergotae. You got a level 50 Vaporeon, still have a few more candies. You have Surf Sidekick, you know, and Giga Drain, so you're not going to be walled on too much.
You have Blast in your back pocket if you want to. Not sure if you want to.
Yeah. And you know you didn't have to do your least favorite check. I mean, that's pretty solid there.
And you have the knowledge that you did a very, very efficient route through the seed, even with getting the Storm Badge late.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Very well played. You can have, you can be with reasonably say you are here or have a good shot at winning this race in Ergotae's position.
Absolutely. And this is only 2:16. This is still very good. This is most likely this is probably gonna be around 2:20 finish time. This is pretty dang solid. Just
okay. Checking
do one
here.
last check of the items. Sleep powder. Ooh, that could be something useful. Sacred Fire. All right, you know, that's overworld. Yeah, don't worry about that.
You have Psychic for dragons.
Well, he didn't use candies, so I'm a little surprised, but...
I think he already used them.
Oh,
and the Pidgeot, not the worst.
Oh yeah, he did use them, okay, yeah. So...
Oh, no,
he has one more candy, but that's in case you need to switch in red.
Okay,
so
Stomp, so maybe, not setting up an X defense, it's enough.
You know, at this point, well, you can take 2 of them.
Yeah.
The crit kills him anyways, so... Oh, actually, no, crit would not kill him necessarily, but... He's living on the edge, he's living with those ranges.
It is a bit scary, but there could be worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think
he's... Yeah.
A bit unfortunate that he thought overworld being only to encounter flying type.
it still wouldn't do as much damage compared to Surf here. That's one of the things I've learned from Storms has been beating into my head. Stab Surf is still more damage than
And there's
Aurora
the
Beam.
crit and it kills.
Alright, I think now that he sees that, he's gonna at least probably set up an X defend. Or at least use the
Maybe
last
use
rare
the last
candy.
candy because it could help him be safe.
There we go, Sleep Powder. That's what I was expecting. Oh, we can teach it over. Oh, you know what? He's got another Giga Drain TM, so that's fine. So this is gonna be really good. So if you do X accuracy, you just have to pray not to get flinched, but or hit the first Sleep Powder, and then the setup is free. Yeah, X accuracy now while he sets up, and then it's gonna be pretty free.
Anymore.
Oh.
Unfortunate flinch there. Prevent the next Sleep Powder. Meanwhile, Asazas is into the Dragon's Den, has one last trainer to fight, and then can go over to the quiz. So this is not over. If there is another unfortunate crit on hitting Ergotae before he is fully set up, and this Pidgeot wakes up pretty much next turn, there's a chance that Asazas could maybe get into this fight, but yeah, any turn that Pidgeot is sleeping now will get Ergotae closer to
this is really easy setup now, because Red will use both of his full restores on putting the Pokemon, waking up the Pokemon. Setting up is pretty free, and anytime it wakes up, now that you've got the X speeds down, you outspeed. You're not going to be worrying about flinches. You might have to worry about being crit, but
yeah, that one hit that the Pidgeot got in. If that was a crit, then this could have been the last turn, I believe. Or if there's one more wake up crit storm here, but that's not happened. Ergotae should be set up now. No, one more. Okay. Now he should be set up. I think he's on +6 special. Ergotae or Asazas hits the mineral badge, is in go mode, but Ergotae is set up.
Yep.
And ready to go.
Yep. Alright, wow, this is a really close race.
Bloom gets a Sacred Fire. That's why we taught that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Psychic for the Crobat.
Psychic. Another Sacred Fire. Yeah, one more Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And unless this is very... Quicksire is annoying, but Surf will...
Yeah, +6 Surf at this point, no problem. As Ergotae has now defeated Red and GG.
GG's Ergotae.
Yep.
Winning with an official time of 2 hours, 21 minutes and 39 seconds.
GG.
GG.
Well played. So, I think the mic is still muted. Well, how do you feel, Ergotae? Then you won game 1 of the grand finals.
Okay. How I should do it. I don't know what audio and but yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah, that Vaporeon served you really well.
Yeah. I was wondering if Asazas would take the Kenya, but I see not.
No, he found a Tauros on Route 30 and ran with it for the most part.
Yeah.
He also, yeah, he. So, what's your thoughts on, I guess, finding Storm Badge a little bit later? Because that was on the later side for you, but we found stuff found a little bit earlier but it wasn't a great location.
Yeah, I don't think I lost too much time on that. Like, I knew when I left Kanto first time that it's probably there. It's not like I had to do too much back and forth. But yeah, after Radio Tower, I was dead set on finding that Storm Badge. If it was the Fly HM I was missing, maybe I would have left it, but since it actually was required badge.
Yeah, but you did a very good job of efficient clearing out a lot of the checks. So you got kind of ahead of that way, and then you were able to find the Storm Badge in enough time so that Asasa wasn't able to fully catch up to your checks, being a little bit more efficient. But yeah, that was quite an interesting journey. We weren't sure if we were going to find the legendary Surface Seed, but they showed up eventually.
Yeah. Eventually, right. That's interesting surf location for sure. Like, that was the thing. I had to decide if I went back to Kanto to finish the few locations Storm Badge could be, or just do the South Johto loop with surf and stuff. Yeah. Like, I knew at that point Storm Badge or progression towards Storm Badge had to be Nagi Bridge, Surge, Sabrina, Erika, or Janine. So.
Well, yeah, you had a really good Vaporeon. I think it really helped having that Psychic team and the Aurora Beam team.
You know, that's what I considered that Kenya very strongly.
Oh, what was the Kenya? I didn't. Or
Jinx.
Yes.
I mean, Aurora Beam, Psychic Jinx.
True.
I think you would have. I think the time difference with all the crime might have. But you'd be so far behind. But yeah, no. So you did ERC skip, but then you ended up going back for it. Can you talk to us a little bit about your thought process there?
Well,
we thought we might do that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I found the expansion card as my last radio item in there, right? And I was missing only one badge, so I figured it's not that much of a time loss. Just fight the password guys, get the Merc Pro password, and do the easy checks in West Kanto, just in case. And then I can always go back.
Right.
Like, it was 4 checks left at Rocket Hideout at that point, and West Kanto is like, how many easy checks? 1, 2, 3.
It's
like 10?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so it was, I think it was the right play. I don't think it loses that much time, honestly.
Yeah, so the difference here was that you were able to commit to that. You committed to the. I think it came down to the very end. You committed to do it. You were getting a little bit more efficient checks done with the Waterstone Chamber first, and then into Mortar, into Whirl, into all sorts of places, and then having on the Boulder badge there. You afterwards, you ended up being, I think, the difference that you committed to Claire first.
Yeah, I was like weighing if I wanted to do Chuck or Claire first. If I did Chuck, this would have been pretty close. Did Asasas do Chuck?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, yeah. So there wasn't like rainbowing there or something then?
Nope.
Okay, yeah.
Nothing important. It was pretty interesting seed overall. I assume you were feeling pretty comfortable with your Vaporeon the entire way through. You weren't worried about that having to main switch at all.
Yeah, that early radio tower was, I don't know, it paid off. I was really hesitant to go there without stab move at like level 30, but it worked out.
Do you have anything else, Raylan? I don't know. I think we covered the most part.
I think you got pretty much all of the important things. Don't really there's not really anything coming to mind that we would need to talk about. Or
Yeah, you had some good, efficient death warps too. We're able to take that death warp from the route. You didn't have to go back for the power plant. And I think that made that was probably a little bit of a relief to you.
Yeah, I mean, if I did have to go there, it wouldn't have been too bad. But yeah, that was nice. Since I just took the boat, like I could just beat the guy if I can, or just take the death wipe. And
your thing there definitely felt really, really efficient, and it kind of came together really with how the seed was going.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
you're for
flash and waterfall showing up in Waterstone Chamber was really nice.
Yeah. And your Vaporeon had pretty easy time through most of the fights, except for that one Kingdra in Whitney's gym.
Yeah, but Vaporeon is bulky, so it shouldn't have too much trouble with anything.
Yeah, Sasa's had, I think, a little bit more trouble with some of the fights with his Tauros compared to you.
To be fair, I think I missed the dodged zap cannon like 4 times and didn't get hit once, so, you know.
That helps as well, yeah.
Almost as if I was using it, not the AI.
Yeah, but I assume it feels really good now to be one game up. At least kind of being now on to match point tomorrow.
Yeah. Bit of a... How do you say? I don't even know what's the right phrase, but like, you can lose one, so it's a little bit easier, I think, mentally. And fun fact though, I had to like go buy new controller tomorrow morning, and I had like 30 minutes to break it in. It was pretty great considering.
Oh, this is on a new controller? Oh my gosh.
Old one decided this morning that it doesn't like to do input, so you know.
Yeah, okay, that sounds not like you already want to stay on that, so yeah.
No, but I think I didn't like mess up anything because of it, so it's fine.
I mean, I'm probably not the best one to judge that or to see it, but I don't think there was really anything we could reasonably see you.
No.
What we could have seen.
I don't think we had any way of telling.
Yeah, maybe a couple of extra turn frames, but like obviously someone viewing it couldn't like see it, so didn't really cost me anything, I don't think.
Yeah, no, that was. I think it was pretty clean movement, and I think pretty efficient routing decisions. I think that when you get to this final stage, we expect, of course, the best from both of you. So both of you had really good routing, so it was really interesting to see. I guess one of the interesting things is that asazas ended up fishing up a Staryu in Dark Cave that ended up having Rock Smash, so he got to the Rock Smash checks a little bit earlier than you. But
interesting.
But yeah, he was a little bit. He was having a little bit harder time getting that Tauros up and going.
Was that
I think
fishing
that was the big difference. No, that was just Route 30.
Okay.
Yeah, one big sign of that really was you had that Vaporeon to use bite on the level 4 Espeon, I believe, there already, and it just exploded on asazas.
And then in the Sprout Tower, there was the cross chop Mewtwo as well to begin with too. That was definitely a scary moment.
Yeah. Tauros would have trouble with that, yeah.
So it got through the Mewtwo there without too much of a problem, but it did take 13 HP out of the 21. Yeah. So it was scary. There were some small things like that, especially with Azaz's decision to try and fight Erika early and go to the gym with a below the level 30 Tauros at the beginning, I believe, and he got through to the end eventually. Yeah. That's probably where Azaz's lost a big chunk of time here in this race.
That's why I didn't do them early, and also did the radio tower on the way. Like, I knew Fly wouldn't be there, but it's good EXP.
Yeah.
Also,
I was a
why
little
I did
surprised that you didn't
Morty
skip.
early, by the way. You're pretty
I was a
early.
little more well, the Morty ended up being a complete scam.
You both did do it though. Not actually you're sure who was first to it actually. I think asazas.
Oh. Yeah, Sasas probably is going to join us after the interview in Spanish. Oh, I was a little surprised. So you went and did the biking around for the roamers. Did you recognize it before? Because then when you saw the roaming Onyx, you decided it wasn't worth it. It was more worth the experience.
I suck at Christ. I just figured, let's take a look. I'm going there anyway. Go back and forth a few times, and it could be like used to rebel somewhere or something if Surf and Waterfall would have showed up early or whatever.
So we did see asazas running onto the other roamer by chance on Route 45. Eventually, it was a drowsy.
Okay, so they both were very bad. Okay.
Oh yeah, and the Suicune was a Larvitar, so it wasn't anything also.
Workable.
Or not Larvitar, I think it was a Pupitar. My bad.
Yeah,
well, that
it
could
was
be workable.
Pupitar. Yeah, if you would have had reasonably access to it, maybe. But that was not really happening in this ROM.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go up for it with only clear bell anyway. Like, it's not worth it. It takes too much time.
Right.
Like in this case, Rainbow Wing didn't even show up, so it would just be 3 useless fights that would take time.
And we also did get to CD60, which was a pile of swine in this round.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess we had some little other questions. The question in the chat about why you kept Giga over Psychic over Giga for the, and I'm assuming it's because you had an extra Giga TM and wanted to get that free setup with the sleep powder, right?
Yep, pretty much. And I also, even if I had to teach over sleep powder, I still have Sing TM, and it was nice. I had options. Didn't really have to, worry about savings over something.
And it looks like we're going to be joined by Sasas here as well. In just a minute.
Is doing the Spanish interview over on SpeedGaming Espanol.
I think so, yeah, because the SpeedGaming the invite, I guess, expired for him.
Oh.
Ooh.
But yeah. So we have at least one more match tomorrow, and okay, yeah. So we had it's gonna be a little bit of time as he's wrapping up, I guess, the interview there, but I guess we have the match tomorrow as well, same time. So this is gonna be pretty exciting. So I assume you're kind of hoping for it to be one and done. You don't want that third game. I know it starts cutting into late into.
I would like to sleep, but if it comes to it, then it comes to it. I can live with one.
So I guess. So is there any means you're hoping for the final game, or just kind of anything you're hoping to see in that final match, or the final point?
Good mains are always appreciated. We both had good mains this run, I guess, and it's better race that way. So good early mains, I guess, is the main thing.
There were some options definitely early on. We did see a bear too somewhere, which
we saw the bear.
Really
I wanted to ask Sasas about that because we saw it ended up having not only double edge, but I think drill peck later on.
Yep. Had drill peck definitely. So
I mean, I guess I definitely want to ask him about that, and I think we know the answer that speed was a little bit more vulnerable than the attack, although. I think might have been interesting.
I'd prefer Tauros over Bear, but with that moveset, I guess.
I mean, Tauros had body slam to start with, so you
and
can't
strength.
complain.
Double
and
edge
I
is
mean, you had
so-
strength
yeah.
to start with, although double edge is really strong with 130 base attack.
It's way too expensive.
I'd rather do that. No, you can kill things, just cost a couple extra potions, but take anything down.
I was lucky that we didn't see any EXP sacks.
Yeah, that. Although you had try attack for the longest time, so it was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, but then I went for a while without actually anything decent since didn't have surf yet. So
That's true. I mean, you did have psychic though to help maybe
yeah,
get those couple
our
of
special
drops.
defense. Yeah, that's just RNG. Then it's like I don't know. It worked out.
GG, asazas. Thank you.
GG.
Hello. Yeah, well played. Nice race. Yeah, it's interesting to see.
I guess asasa, we wanted to ask you. So you did see that Ursa ring early on, and you chose to run away from it. Did it, Kurt? Did you think about it at all, or you were just satisfied with the Tauros?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I had body slam Tauros.
It did show. We ended up seeing it later on. It had double edge and Dropek, so that would have been quite a big bear. But
It's
yeah, absolutely.
Fine, but it's not that much of an improvement, if any. You are
No.
outspeeding and killing everything with Tauros anyway.
Yeah, your Tauros was pretty good. It took a while for it to set up, but or to get up and running. But once you got it going, it was pretty good.
Yeah, early game was a little bit rocky with not being able to repel because the Omastar didn't want to get in the ball. So I just said, screw it. Just kept moving on.
Yeah,
And once I got to Kanto, I was still looking for a fly. I was kind of thinking, man, that's everything I can possibly do just sucks. There's not a single thing that I can do right now that does not suck. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So you ended up getting Storm Badge first, and that helped you catch up massively to some of the other things Ergotae had been doing in the meantime. But yeah, it really just came down to, I guess, the very end. It was just the few minutes difference, and then the play to go into Claire earlier was the final thing.
Yeah, it's ended up being like 90% of CS. Just check spots and look for the last badge, and you could end in like 2 hours 10, or you could end in like 2 hours 50, and in neither of those cases you cannot argue that one player played poorly or worse than the other.
You both played really well, so no, it was very impressive from both of you.
Because it still had a lot of stuff left. There's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of very slow stuff.
Yeah. Luckily, Nugget Hedge Maze was not required, so no E4. Although the surf, Falcon Surf Badge being in the basement was one of those I think that's one of the more unique places I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen the combo of both of them being there.
Yeah, and even basement key behind card key, and
It was just a nice string of checks there,
yeah.
all after another.
But it was also pretty nice with that early loop getting the getting Cut Hive Badge and the Zephyr Badge to be able to complete Route 32 all in one go as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which I pretty much didn't do.
I mean, you went back a little bit after because you skipped Faulkner initially, but but you got through it.
Yeah, once you get served, there's a lot of stuff you can possibly do. I ended up delaying, I guess, a little bit too much the Union Cave play.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit. You went into Mahogany Rockets first, and you got that expansion card way before Ergotae, but it ended up sort of evening it out. And then it was just kind of the hunt for the mineral badge, which I feel like is always the last badge.
It was true. There was the big difference between Ergotae pretty much straight going for the Waterstone Gem and you delaying it. But overall, I don't think there was too much of a time difference as a result of that build, because you basically both did kind of the same checks after it.
Yeah.
There were some small differences and some ordering differences, but not too much
Yeah.
that anyone has done more than the other.
Yeah, no, I think you guys both did pretty much the equivalent amount of checks.
So there were some small things. That's the one thing you definitely did that Ergotae never did, was go over to the power plant. So that rocket hideout, that hidden item in Mystic Gym, could have been your big one item that would have won you the race pretty handedly there. But
Yeah, as well as doing
otherwise,
Chuck as well.
yeah, that too.
Although Ergotae had done soft sand and kimonos. I don't know if you had done kimonos or not, but yeah, those were the other kind of things.
So little one-offs that were different here and there, but overall you pretty much did the same. And although in different order, similar amount of checks resulted. And yeah, well played from both of you. I don't really have anything else to ask.
No, I mean, I think that was about it for me. I think the biggest question is, the early main choice, just kind of if you're wondering, and being totally happy with that Tauros. I mean, it had body slam. You can't ask for more, right?
I mean, there was not too great of coverage moves available. Low kick was decent. Rock slide came pretty handily, and it had metal claw. But
metal claw, it got kind of deal with. I mean, struggle against steel types, which I don't think any showed up.
Yeah, I don't think very many showed up at all for you. And Ergotae, you got the Giga Drain in perfect time.
Yeah. So I just had double stab, strength, and body slam. You could just keep bopping stuff for a bit.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing that you encountered was probably that Rhyhorn somewhere that was really annoying.
That was on Janine. Or no, Erica. Yeah, that was rough.
It was Janine's. I think they are kind of messed up because I misclicked rock slide first, and then I missed the low kick.
There was that. There was also that pretty good scare Ergotae had versus that Houndour against the hiker there too.
Yeah. It worked out.
It ended up being a little bit closer there too. But
that happens when you use wrong moves.
I mean, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's matches. That's going to be right here on SpeedGaming 2. Same time, that's 11 a.m. Eastern time. Carf and Trickums will be commenting that. That'll be really hyped. Yeah, I don't know much else. I mean, and then, if there's a game 3, it's going to be, I guess, right afterwards with maybe a brief interview in between, it seems like. But, or at least a half hour to get a small break, and then we'll be going back to back.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. It's going to be pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the viewers really probably won't get enough of this. So they whatever happens, we will see. They probably pretty exciting anyway. I don't think I have anything else left. So GG's again, Snowbear.
GG's.
Definitely a great race.
Definitely follow both of our runners. That's twitch.tv/Ergotae and twitch.tv/asazas, and follow my fellow commentator Raylan Tankier, who's been doing a wonderful job and been amazing. And if you feel generous, you can give me a follow at twitch.tv/snowbear22. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.